Calvin Coolidge's story is not a story of dramatic speeches or bold, sweeping declarations. Speak sparingly and interfere as little as possible. In an era of rapid change and rising prosperity, Coolidge offered something different: steadiness. Sometimes it is about restraint. Calvin Coolidge was born in 1872 in rural Vermont. His upbringing was simple and modest. His father was a storekeeper and farmer. Life was disciplined, practical, and direct. From this environment, Coolidge learned self-control. Coolidge studied law and entered politics gradually. He built his career quietly: city councilman, mayor, state legislator, governor of Massachusetts. He was not charismatic in the traditional sense. He did not dominate rooms with personality. Instead, he earned respect through consistency and integrity. In 1919, as governor of Massachusetts, the Boston police went on strike, leaving the city vulnerable. Coolidge took a firm stance. He declared that there is no right to strike against the public safety. His decisive action restored order and gained national attention. It showed that beneath his quiet nature was unwavering firmness. In 1920, Coolidge was elected vice president. In 1923, President Harding died suddenly. Calvin Coolidge became the 30th President of the United States. In a small family home in Vermont, by lamplight, his father administered the oath of office. It was a simple moment, fitting for a simple man. The 1920s became known as the Roaring Twenties. Industry expanded. Consumer goods increased. Cities grew rapidly. Coolidge believed the role of government was to support stability, not dominate the economy. He reduced federal spending. He lowered taxes. He worked to pay down national debt. When businesses were allowed to operate freely, he often said, "The chief business of the American people is business." His philosophy emphasized limited government and economic freedom internationally. Coolidge preferred diplomacy over confrontation. He supported agreements aimed at reducing naval armaments and preventing future conflict. After the devastation of World War I, Americans desired peace and stability. Coolidge reflected that national mood has its challenges. While the economy appeared strong, underlying weaknesses were developing. Agriculture struggled. Income inequality widened. Speculation in the stock market increased. He believed minimal interference would protect long-term growth. In 1924, steady and disciplined, much like the man himself, he did not promise dramatic change. He promised continuity. Personally, Coolidge experienced deep sorrow during his presidency. In 1924, his teenage son died unexpectedly. The loss deeply affected him. Though he continued his duties, those close to him observed a quiet sadness. In 1928, Coolidge made a surprising announcement. "I do not choose to run for president in 1928. Once again. After leaving office in 1929, Coolidge returned to private life. Later that same year, the stock market crashed. The Great Depression began shortly afterward. Historians continue to debate the extent to which policies of the 1920s contributed to the crisis. Coolidge's philosophy of limited government remains a subject of discussion and reflection. Calvin Coolidge's legacy is subtle. He did not reshape the presidency. Instead, he believed that stability, fiscal discipline, and constitutional limits were the foundations of good government, from a small Vermont village to the White House. Calvin Coolidge embodied calm leadership in an age of noise. His life reminds us that not all strength is loud. Sometimes leadership is measured by what it chooses not to do. Coolidge stood firm in simplicity, proving that restraint, too, is a form of power.